Elon Musk indicated in the interview yesterday afternoon that he is committed to Doge, and that's more like a 18-month consulting gig that doesn't conclude until the middle of next year. And so, if that's his plan to remain committed to his Doge responsibilities, we think it might make sense in the intermediate term. Just given everything that Tesla has going on at such a critical point for the company, with the pending launch of full self-driving in the Texas market in June, and an expectation that the Department of Transportation is going to come out with a new federal framework for autonomous driving. It's such an important time in Tesla's history right now that, I think he's at the point where it's very overwhelming, and so we think Tesla has shown it has a very deep bench of talent. They've shown that over time, numerous investor events over the years. So we think it might make sense to elevate a member of senior management to take on more of the day-to-day responsibilities and make sure Tesla is still on track. Because let's be honest, Elon Musk is spending the vast majority of his time in Washington, D.C. right now.
Hey, I'm interested in the full self-driving potential. My buddy Alex Roy actually set a full self-driving cannonball run record in December. 98.5% of the time, he was not driving the car from New York to Los Angeles. They made it there in, I think, 39 hours and change. Is that really, though, worth so much? I mean, couldn't Alex have done this in a Mercedes? Aren't there other companies that have this kind of technology?
In short, no, not to the extent that Tesla has advanced their full self-driving. Really, ever since incorporating AI and NVIDIA's hardware, NVIDIA's GPUs into their development a few years ago, it's been staggering the advancements that Tesla has made. And so we don't think they're being given enough credit by the market for these innovations, and I think you're going to see it on display. I think once consumers see the capabilities of full self-driving, it's pretty staggering. The cars come right out of the factory and they drive themselves to the loading dock at this point. So, and there have been, these innovations are very well documented. There's a number of YouTube videos out there that investors can look at, and just to track the improvements of full self-driving through version 12 and now on different versions of 13.
I love that. If only they would have a big diesel V8, then it would be perfect.
Yeah, for those folks that still want to drive on diesel. Garrett, anyways, your price target here seems to be more than double what the stock is trading today. And with the sentiment out there in the market, plus any concerns about near-term catalysts, things potentially being a bigger problem in the near term before they turn around, what is a big catalyst you think that can send this stock flying back to where you think it goes?
Well, on the catalyst, I think it's the launch of full self-driving. Ever since their robo-taxi day last October, it became clear that the story is all about autonomous driving going forward. Recent years have been more about electric vehicle volume growth. Now, going forward, it's going to be more about autonomous driving and showing the market that they have a differentiated product that's much better than the competition. So you have the launch of full self-driving. That will be very closely watched as far as the capabilities and the adoption of robo-taxis in the Austin market. And then what really drove the post-election surge in the stock price was, of course, the Department of Transportation naming the adoption of a new federal framework for autonomous driving that's really going to supersede a lot of these state level regulations. So that's really what drove the run up in the first place following the election in early November. But I also think it's really important to provide some historical context on this sell-off in Tesla. Since the end of 2018, this is the 8th sell-off that's happening right now, from peak to trough of 40% or more. So volatility has proven to be the rule, not the exception. And I think it's really important for investors to understand that. And every single time on these sell-offs, it's been a lucrative buying opportunity.